A new collab has dropped, and it's an eye collab, meaning the mysterious eye overlord has chosen some of the best Bionicle LEGO builders, and they've come together under a unified theme and built some freaking amazing Rahkshi mocks. So let's take a look at some of the best Rahkshi mocks you ever did see. Starting things off with Son of Makuta Chain Lightning by Ivan Martinov. Man, this is a good mock. The way Ivan has layered the silver Technic panel pieces to look like armor, it looks so good. And the way it flows down into that magnificent head design, just insanely cool. There's such a brilliant, dynamic energy to this build. It's taking all the vibes and all the essence of a Rahkshi, but just beautifully modifying it with modern pieces and modern techniques. And I don't know, it's just everything I like about Rahkshi, but just made to look so much better. And hey, the original Rahkshi toys were already peak design. So you know this is something good when it manages to top even that. Something else I love are some of the trans brown additions, like these wonderful translucent Invasion from Below spike pieces, and there's also some lovely cockpit pieces there on the back, and I love that that's translucent and it allows you to see the crater that's inside the back there. Such a good idea. Combine that with how they've also used some of these yellowed Exoforce trans clear tubing pieces, it looks like lightning is just coursing through the body of this Rahkshi. Wow, this color scheme is just so special. The 4 eyes on this head design and all the teeth and pincers hanging off of it, that's awesome. The lower leg design using a Mutta arm piece and then shaping some of those Technic panels around it, a wonderful combination of pieces. The robotic look of that is stunning. And then I also love this staff, all this electricity flowing off of it. It's just very striking. Probably some of my favorite work from Ivan here. Really nailed this one. Kevin H has built Son of Makuta Molecular Disruption. Of course, by the way, all of these Rahkshi are based off some of the canon different powers that the Rahkshi have. There's a lot of them. So it's good to see some of them getting representation in an actual physical build. And on that, this staff is genius, making it look like molecules. That's such a clever idea. And obviously that's one of the staples across all of the different Rahkshi characters, the sets, people who make mocks of them. It's got to have that spine and it's got to have a cool staff. More or less. Obviously you can bend the rules if you really want to. That's not exactly a hard and fast rule, but it is a staple across all of the Rahkshis. So it's awesome to see Kevin getting creative with this staff design. And the spike design here is just as clever as that staff. Typically on most Rahkshi you see a lot of your jagged spikes and, sharp things on the back, but the idea of having a more circular design here, I love that. It's good to see something very different and out there. Now, if you're curious, this piece appears on some of the new Technic space sets. They're kind of like little hub things on the wheels. I do believe this piece has appeared in a few other sets as well, but hey, that's a very, modern, brand new set that pretty much just came out. So it's a good, easy way to get some of those if you want to play with those awesome pieces. This face design, it uses some Knights Kingdom helmet pieces from the classic Knights Kingdom 2 set Jaco. Now, using them here to, look like a mouth design that's peeling open as the crater tongue comes out. Genius, and it's great to see some more of those Jaco Knight helmets on the knees as well. Great to see some repeated pieces used here to create a lovely unified design. Kevin do be building a good mock. It's Kevin's collab, we're just living in it. Now, Toddrick has built Son of Makuta Chameleon. Todd loves using chrome pieces on his LEGO mocks, and it looks good every single time. These vinyl gold pieces on the torso making for some kind of scale design in this brilliant gold color. Wow, I love that. And some of the gold accents on the shoulders, that complements that very nicely too. But the real beautiful chrome piece here is this chrome gold piece on the jaw. That looks so lovely, especially when you combine it with this Ferno 3.0 headpiece. The combination of these two pieces, it takes this head design that was meant to look like an eagle, and it turns it into something that's very fitting for a more lizard-like Rahkshi. Now, this chrome piece, if you're curious, it does come on this beautiful Lego piece right here, this golden dragon from the incredible adventurous theme Orient Expedition. Honestly, it's one of the most beautiful things LEGO ever made. And if you want one, well, it's going to cost you roughly 110 USD, which is about 165 Australian dollars. It's not cheap, unfortunately. So yeah, Todd's maybe flexing a little bit here by using this piece, but with how good it looks when it's incorporated into this mock, he can do whatever he wants. But yeah, great to see some of these larger macaroni pieces being used for this brilliant tail design. This is such a good mock. Great work, Todd. A Rahkshi of quick healing with some more mosquito inspiration is next, and VB is who built this. This is lovely. Who would have thought that a mosquito vibe would fit the rough silhouette and shape of a Rahkshi? It's such a winning combination that I never would have expected, but it's good. It's very good. The best part of the mock has to be these limbs in brown. They use this segmented piece here that comes on some of the Lego palm trees. I believe this is an older piece. I think it's retired now. I don't think they make it, unfortunately. But hey, using it here, It looks so good. It's perfect to recreate the look of limbs for a mosquito. Plus, these segments all can pose to some degree, so there is a bit of posability there as well. So hey, if something can pose and it looks good, then I think I love it. Some of these other like hairy looking designs are also pretty effectively continuing that bug aesthetic. These are the kind of details you see in real life on insects when you look at them real close up. So yeah, including them here was really smart. I would include a photo of what that sort of stuff actually looks like on bugs and insects and spiders and things, but I know that some people get a little creeped out when I do that. They don't like suddenly getting a picture of a real life creature because of certain phobias and other things, so I will spare you for that because I love you guys too much and I don't want to freak you out. But it's a great idea because of how accurate and realistic it looks. It's also very enjoyable to see some of these hairier looking textures on the head and the back as well, especially because now the Rahkshi spines are essentially just big long tufts of fur. Bug fur, whatever you call bug fur. But that's a really cool way to kind of change up that spike design. It's a good look. Also the pops of dark red on the staff and the body. It's a wonderful little accent color there. How lovely. The next one here is by Redverse, and they've made a mock that's called Son of Makuta Sonics. This is hilarious, but also a really clever and very well made design. Of course, I love a good serious mock, but I'll take a joke mock any day. Because honestly, this is such a good way to imagine a tower of Sonics, layering in speakers all over the body. I think the one as the like mono eye on the head design, that has to be my favorite. Such a cool looking face design. The Rahkshi spikes here are also super cool. The fact that they look like a waveform or sound waves registered on some like DJ equipment or a recording device or whatever. That's a really fun idea. And now, of course, you Rahkshi need to have their signature staff weapon, and the fact that this is literally just a microphone on a mic stand, that's hilarious. There's also a really cool design going on here on the upper arms and the middle of the legs. It's using a bunch of these friction joint pieces and just linking them together. The repetition of that is just wonderful. But if you are building this design, be careful, because if you want to separate those friction joints when you link some of them together, it can be a little difficult to separate them given how sturdy of a connection they have. So just be 100% sure you want to use it, because you don't want to be sitting there trying to separate them when it's a little difficult to do so. It's not the end of the world, but use with caution. And the lovely party vibe with the dance floor as a base for this mock, wonderful. And now old mate Patrick Biggs has built Son of Makuta Confusion, easily my favorite of the bunch. They just have so much character and personality, and it's packed full of clever ideas as well. Given that this is the Rahkshi of Confusion, Patrick has very clearly layered in heaps of question marks all throughout the design. So the tail itself is just one big old question mark. The tip of the tail uses that nice hook piece, and that also looks like a question mark. The back design uses those gully hook pieces, and of course Patrick Biggs is building the iconic Rahkshi spine, and this is a great way to build that, but once again it of course looks like question marks. And the staff also has that question mark design going on, but the staff also looks extra clever because of the fact that it represents the iconic Rahkshi like iconography, logos, and other imagery that was used and released when the Rahkshi sets were coming out. So many wonderful layered ideas all throughout this, it's genius. Going to the head design now, this eye is brilliant. This printed ball joint is from the Lion Dance Guy brickhead set, this one here if you're curious, and I adore the energy of this piece. Specifically the print, I suppose. The print has a look that's so fitting for a giant lizard monster like this, but it also does give off this almost dazed and confused look to it. I love it when builders put effort into layering meaning into the printed elements that they include, stickers or printed elements. Honestly, it's some of the best ways to just enhance your mock that little bit more, and the inclusion of this eyepiece I think does so much for this creation. We've also got a lovely red snake tongue design. The texture on this belly is brilliant, using lots of different colored dots, quarter tiles, and the variance in color here is phenomenal. I just freaking adore this build. I'm very glad I actually got to see this in person for a very brief moment. This was before it was finished, but still. And I could keep talking about this mock. There's a lot I love about this, but there's only so much time I have to record today, so we'll have to finish up here, but know that I adore this mock. So there you go, that's 6 wonderful Rahkshi creations, some of the best I've seen this year. I enjoyed the heck out of this collab. Be sure to check the links in the description below and follow the social media of all of the builders that I showcased today, because you're definitely going to want to check out some of the other phenomenal things that they've built. And maybe you could leave a like and comment on their stuff and let them know what you think of their work. Otherwise, you can also check the links in the description for the submission email. If you've got a collaborative build that you and your friends have been working on, why not submit it to the submission email right there, and I'll do my best to feature it in an upcoming episode. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Happy building, and bye for now.